Americans are preoccupied with weight, and seniors are no exception. Today, we'll explore some of the ways weight affects health and how to achieve a healthy lifestyle with Sheila Cathey, Clinical Nutrition Manager at West Florida Hospital. Thanks for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Well, let's talk about just defining eating healthy. What does that mean?
Primarily, it just means eating a wide variety of foods that are well selected. I think it's very common for people to get stuck on several menu items that they use over and over, especially if you're living alone. It's difficult sometimes to work variety into your diet. But it's so important because there's so many micronutrients in foods that we're not even aware of that you would miss if you ate the same foods over and over every day. I'd also recommend that people not rely on supplements to get their nutrition, so not to depend on a vitamin or mineral supplement, but to eat, again, a wide variety of foods, including fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, lean meats, whole grains, fluids, mainly water to drink, and just to derive their nutrients from those naturally occurring foods.
Well, what do you see as some of the major health problems facing the elderly, and how does that tie into nutrition?
Diabetes is a huge problem. Especially in this area of the country, there's a higher incidence of diabetes, which is often tied to obesity or being overweight. Any kind of heart disease, including high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart attack, stroke, all of those things can be related to weight. So that's why I put so much importance on maintaining a healthy weight.
Okay. And I know it's hard to calculate stuff, so how can people do you have any rules of thumb as far as watching calories or making sure they have that variety?
Sure.
Just some little tips or tricks?
Absolutely. I'm sure that most of your viewers are familiar with the food pyramid, which was developed by the government as a guideline for how any age person might eat. Tufts University has taken it a step further and sort of modified that for the older adult. So they have on their website at Tufts University modified pyramid for the older adult. And it has at the bottom of the pyramid actually a lot of pictures of seniors being active, walking, swimming, biking, playing golf. Whatever thing that you enjoy is important to partake in. And then from that solid foundation, then sort of slimmer little slivers going up, because we need less food as we get older. It's sort of as though nature plays a dirty trick on you, because you still need the same protein, vitamins, and minerals that you always needed as a younger person, but you need fewer calories. And there are several reasons for that. One is that we naturally lose lean body mass as we get older. And lean body mass is the part of our body composition that requires more energy. So in other words, your basal metabolism, or you hear people say, I have a really low metabolism. And that's true. As people age, it does go down. So we need fewer calories, but the same nutrients in order to nourish ourselves.
So then how do you deal with that off balance?
Shopping wisely, trying to take advantage of things that are in season, certainly using farmers markets, maybe grow your own garden if you have that capability. Joining in with others for meals rather than always eating alone. Sometimes neighbors, friends have a potluck. Everybody brings a dish, and then you do get that variety and that social interaction at eating too.
Which is very, very important.
Sure.
As well. So how can people really try to do better on a diet without investing a lot more time or expense?
There are no special diet foods that anyone has to eat. A lot of our culture is designed around some magic cure for weight, and there is none. It's just lowering the calories that we take in and increasing the calories that we expend in activity. And there's really no other formula, and nobody wants to hear that. They want that magic pill, or somebody to deliver their meals to their door, although that does happen in some cases with home delivered meals, which are, by the way, planned by a dietitian and around the country. Absolutely. So those are planned around a solid, balanced diet. And anyone who had high school home economics, or whatever they call it now, will be familiar with the 4 food groups. And it's really just an extenuation of that, trying to balance your meals, not skip meals. A lot of people skip breakfast. That's actually probably the most important meal, and you actually do have to eat to lose weight. That's something that people don't generally think of, but your metabolism gets so slowed down if you sort of starve yourself that you defeat your purpose. So you really should continue to eat 3 meals a day, even though you're trying to lose weight.
Well, what about people who say, I can't lose weight, there's no way? What advice do you have for them?
And I can really empathize with them, because there are things that work against us in maintaining weight. Genetics is certainly part of that. Environment is part of that. But also the fact that you have sometimes insulin resistance, so people who are pre-diabetic may have something within their bodies that it's working against them. So I would say go and see your doctor. Maybe your blood sugar's high. Maybe you need an appetite suppressant. I know people shy away from that many times because they're worried about addiction, but there are some out there that are mild and could help people get on the right road. Even a 10% body weight loss is effective.
Well, one of the things that may help them is just understanding what the benefits will be. What would you describe as the benefits of healthy eating?
I have known people who've been able to decrease their medications, and in some cases go off their medications with their doctor's advice for diabetes and high blood pressure in particular. It also boosts self-esteem. It just makes people feel better about themselves. You have more energy. There was a mention about grandparents raising grandchildren, and we know childhood obesity is a huge problem. So if grandparents and their grandkids could get out and do something active together, or swimming is great because it's low impact on the joints. Those would be great things. I would just really encourage activity.
So lots of benefits that they can see and also feel. Just, physically and mentally, as you said, self-esteem and that type of thing, and setting the example for other family members. Well, if you had to leave our viewers with one thought about this subject, what would that be?
I would just say try something new. You don't have to do what you've always been doing. You've heard the expression, if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So if you continue to eat poorly, and you're going to feel sluggish and tired, but if you get out and get a little activity, you're going to feel better, and it'll help actually regulate your appetite. So try something new. Try a new food. Try a new sport.
Well, what kind of feedback have you gotten from people that you've helped or given advice to? What have they come back and said to you? You know, we always give advice, but what kind of feedback have you gotten?
I'll never forget one gentleman that I counseled, and he was in his 70s, and he had kept a food diary for me, and I looked at it and I said, you know, you don't have any vegetables. You don't eat any vegetables. And so he asked his wife to help him, and she started to prepare like frozen broccoli and, you know, frozen cauliflower and different things. He lost about 50 pounds and felt great, looked great. I took before and after pictures, and he was so proud, you know, in his after picture, and dressed in his suit standing next to his wife. So that was very gratifying.
Well, great. Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate everything, and it's a pleasure to have you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you.